I'm Igor and this is the List Building Lifestyle, a podcast for those who want to build a large profitable email list and make six figures from anywhere in the world. If you would like to get rich by building a large email list while helping people, this podcast is for you. I also invite you to attend a free web class I'm conducting this week to find out how I built a list of 4,331,656 email subscribers at a profit. Secure your free seat at igor.cx. Attend this free workshop to discover an easy way to get 50 to 500 new email leads per day on complete autopilot without losing tons of money. Just go to igor.cx to attend this free web class. And now, once again, it's time to claim your list building lifestyle. Welcome back to another edition of the List Building Lifestyle with your host, Igor K-Fats. Today's episode is a special one because we're going to be talking about babies. And I'm actually hosting this episode right now with my newborn son, with Chris Michael K-Fats. And, the reason I'm doing it, just in case you're wondering, this is not like a marketing gimmick or whatever. It's like, baby marketing secrets podcast, but rather, I'm babysitting today. So I kind of have no choice because, we have to stick to the podcast content creation schedule and I've got this baby. So that's cool. That's what Internet Marketer's life is all about. You improvise, adapt, and overcome. But, it also allowed me to sort of think about all the things and all the changes that happened in my life and in my business as a result of having a baby in the first place. I remember, when my wife was pregnant with my daughter, Erica, who's now 6.5 years old. I was really afraid. I was extremely afraid of what life is going to look like when we're going to have the baby, because I thought I'm never going to have enough time to work on my business. I'm going to be hostage to the baby, as it often happens, because at the time we were kind of living far away from my parents and her parents as well. And overall, I was afraid of all the changes that are going to happen, especially for some reason, I'm not sure exactly why. I was afraid that my income is going to go down because my attention will be diverted to the baby. But incidentally, what happened when Erica was born, my income doubled that month. I remember specifically that month, I actually doubled my income in a very unexpected way. And I remember visiting my wife at the hospital, feeling excited for two reasons. The first one, of course, that I had a daughter, and she was healthy. And the second being that I think I've had a few record-breaking days that month. And I thought that was maybe just a lucky fluke, maybe just a coincidence. But then, the same happened again when my son was born. We actually had one of our best months when my son was born. And, a reason I think that for me it happens is because babies make you stronger. Babies make you hustle. Babies make you more disciplined, right? Babies make you approach life differently and take a more serious and more authoritative and more concrete approach to life. So you develop a sense of responsibility for another human being. And if you ever had a baby, I'm pretty sure most of you have had, but if you never had a baby, you probably don't know what the feeling is, because you are literally responsible for this creature that's helpless, right? Because these little things, they can't even not only walk by themselves, they can't eat by themselves, they can't do anything by themselves besides poop. And, there's actually a thing where, some babies die in the first 6 months because they forget how to breathe. They just stop breathing all of a sudden. So you have to understand how helpless this creature is and how it makes you take a completely different outlook at your entire life. And of course, as a result, the approach you take to life kind of transfers to your business. Yes. So what ended up happening after I've had Erica, I've had to rearrange the way I approach things, and I had to set strict boundaries as far as what I can and cannot do in the business. I had to redefine my principles of operation, what I was willing, what I was not willing to do. I had to get deeper into the productivity topic element of running a business and figure out where I'm most productive, where I'm least productive. And I was able to structure some of my business around the family life, especially later on when Erica grew up, and we started having her do karate classes and singing classes and stuff like that. So same thing happened when Chris was born. We kind of already had a system in place, but of course we had to readjust it again when he was born. But it all came down to figuring out the right system to approach both family, both personal and professional life. I've gave a shot at getting like a personal assistant to help out, and that kind of worked out for a while until she quit. So basically, we're back to normal life. And what I can tell you that I've learned since having the second baby is that you remember nothing from the first. Like this is the craziest part. It's like me and my wife were talking the other day. It's like we don't remember a thing that happened when Erica was born, which is crazy, really, if you think about it, because she still is the sparkle of our eye, and a big part of our life revolves around her, but we don't remember anything. So kind of makes you wonder. Just a reminder: take more pictures and shoot more videos, because you will forget everything. So anyway, here I am holding my newborn son and recording a podcast, which makes you value the business very much, because where else can you do that, right? Where else can you do something like that, something crazy like that, where you can just bring your baby to work, so to speak, and not catch any flack or whatever. Yo, it's Igor. If you're loving the content, hop on over to listbuildinglifestyleshow.com for more free training and a free transcript of this episode. Oh, and I'd really appreciate if you logged into iTunes and rated the show. It really helps. Thanks. Anyway, this is what being an internet marketer and a father at the same time is like. And I gotta say that a huge part of making it a success, probably the most important part of making this whole thing a success, is the fact that I have an amazing wife who is just a pro when it comes to handling babies. I mean, she's just like a natural at it. She knows exactly what to do. She never panics when they get sick. Sometimes I would see my son kind of start coughing because he can't, the milk didn't go down right or whatever, and I'm like panicking. I'm running around in circles dialing 911, and she's super calm, kind of looking at him, smiling. So she knows what's up. And I gotta say, if I would have never had babies, ever had babies with anyone other than my wife, because she's just amazing. And she never listens to this podcast, but she is amazing. But if you ever do, honey, if you're listening to the podcast right now, you are amazing, and I love you. So, what else? What else? Being a dad and an entrepreneur. Another thing, that the more of a dark side to it is there's always a conflict. There's always a conflict of interest between the father and the business owner. It just happens. It's inevitable. It's inevitable every single time, because the entrepreneur, especially if you're an ambitious entrepreneur, wants to excel, drive, start a new project, take on more projects than you can handle, and kind of suffocate under pressure. While the father part of the identity, always fights that, and there's a lot of guilt that happens behind the scenes. For me personally, I don't know about other fathers, but for me, there's a lot of guilt when it comes to choosing to start a new project, and kind of looking at the limited time you've got every day and saying, okay, so this time will have to come out of this or out of that element, and that means one of my kids will get less daddy time in the coming couple of months, right? So that's never easy. That's never easy, and there's always like an internal fight between the provider, right? The provider who wants to provide more and more and more all the time, and the father, right? The idea of an ideal father who's always there for his kids, especially during the times when your kids need you more intensely. For example, if your kid's doing any martial arts classes, right? Sometimes the schedule kind of gets a little bit more intense towards like a tournament or something like that. And it's difficult. I won't lie. It's very, very difficult to make these judgment calls all the time. And sometimes, just for the sake of not taking anything away from my kids, I'd work into the late nights, just to cover for the missing hours on the new project, but won't do it like when kids need me. Another thing that having kids teaches you is the way we learn. That's another, truly fascinating topic for me personally, because, we are in the education space, obviously, right? We educate other people about how to become full-time internet marketers, how to get traffic, how to convert, how to pick products. And what you'll notice is that it's something that I call monkey business, and I'll be talking about that in other episodes. But basically, that's how people. Oh, bless you. That's how people learn, right? The first stage of learning is monkey business. Is basically just copying what they see, and what you'll notice is that oh, bless you, kids copy parents all the time, like. Just copy pasting their parents. And I see now why in some countries, especially the country where I'm from, Ukraine, for example, why generation after generation things don't change, because kids, just gonna copy their parents all the time. And so that's the first stage. The second stage is when the kids start thinking, actually become a little bit more conscious, and they start asking those questions, those interesting questions that sometimes may seem obvious. But that's when you have to learn to communicate to make them truly listen. Because, for example, right now, as Erica closing on 7 years old, it's getting kind of difficult to just tell her to do things, because she starts like arguing with you as to why she doesn't want to do them. And it now becomes a matter of a whim. And so this is where you kind of learn and get reminded of, okay, so success comes through hard work and often doing things we don't want. So honey, you have to do it. But she doesn't get it, right? She's just, no, I don't want to do it. Why would I do it? Because at this point in time, she's only capable of seeing the world through her own set of eyes. So looking at that as an adult, you recognize the huge gap in thinking between the two. So these are just some of the observations that I've made being a father and an entrepreneur in the last couple of years, and I thought sharing those with you, especially now that I'm babysitting today. So anyway, hope you liked it. If not, no worries. And until next time we chat, have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the List Building Lifestyle. Get access to previous episodes, the transcript of today's show, and exclusive content at our website at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. Also, don't forget to claim your free seat at the traffic workshop I'm conducting this week, where I'm showing how I built a list of 4,331,656 email subscribers without losing money, and how my clients are putting anywhere from 50 to 500 new leads per day on their list at a profit without any list building experience. Just go to igor.cx to claim your free seat now.